Grandpa quickly slides over to you.
That's fucking terrifying.
Jesus Christ. She wished with all of her heart, and then she told me she waited a while for anything to happen. And after that time, she began to cry.
Me.
I cried really hard, she said. I wanted Grandpa to be back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. And it hurt me. It hurt me wish for Grandpa to come back, and for my parents to be different. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air.
Oh, that's creepy.
I asked her what she meant exactly. She could only repeat what she said. I was growing my grandpa. By this time, lunch was almost over. I said goodbye to Adrian. Wait, no, it's a girl, right?
Adrian is a girl's name too.
Okay. And she left to rejoin her class. I was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy I have employed was not unfruitful, but I must probe deeper if I can. Sometimes, there's like substitutions for words. Some of those substitutions should not be used.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you're trying to sound like very sophisticated, but like, let's not use probe as like a synonym for dig deeper. Although I can be sure of nothing I interpret, the questions I get may begin to help me to get an idea of the right questions to ask. Knowledge you acquired this week or has given you access to certain topics or keywords you can discuss with Grandpa. You have gained the conversation topic wish. You've also gained the following keyword. I also hear the echo on your thing still. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you down again.
It's okay. Shell.
Dolly sells she sells by the seashore.
Alright, I'm taking off my headphones so I just hear the game. Hello? Yes? Come on.
Hello? Wait, so you're not able to hear me?
Kylie, when I say hello, that's just me, like, being confused about what's going on in the game.
No, you said you were gonna take off your headphones.
No, I said I'm gonna... Oh, yeah. I meant, like, the headphone... I have one earbud connected to my phone audio to hear how the audio is going. And then, like, I have, like, another headphone on listening to the game and you.
Ew.
Anyways... I met again with Adrian in order to address her emotional outburst in the past few weeks. It is our second time meeting, and while it is standard practice to have multiple sessions with the troubled student, as I assemble for a report for the counseling department, I could not help but think, as we sat down in my office, that Adrian already seemed to show a remarkable change in self-esteem and confidence. Perhaps my and Mrs. Richardson's estimation of her as well emotionally disturbed was... I'm not
erroneous.
Do you want to read this?
Erroneous. The paralyzing shyness withdrawn attitude Adrian possessed last week was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week. However, this only lasted as long as our conversation pertained to initial introductory pleasantries. I can't click the next page, baby.
Oh, you... what?
I said I finished. I said I can't click to the next page. You have to.
Oh, your audio just like... Oh my gosh. You're on a ham radio again.
What I just said?
I could barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Hang on. What about now?
Nope. Maybe leave Discord and come back.
I am. Now,
Do it. Talk again.
oh, testing.
Yes, you sound better. You sound much better. Okay.
That's weird. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. Your audio
Okay.
quality just like diminished immediately.
Alright. The paralyzing shyness and withdrawn attitude Adrian possessed last week was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week. However, this only lasted as long as our conversation pertained to initial introductory pleasantries. When I began once again asking about her parents, her feelings regarding her new school and her new home, she quickly lost what new confidence she had gathered up and withdrew again into herself. So once again, I partook in this collaborative make-believe. But this time, I was aided by the fact that I managed to do some research into Adrian's grandfather, and I had some insight into what she actually might be finding in the basement. Now, this may be overstepping in my bounds, as a school counseling caseworker. This was all in the service of making Adrian comfortable
Those
and happy
exist?
in this learning environment. I
A
guess.
school counseling caseworker? How much do you want to bet they get paid?
$10.
$10 a week.
Not a week.
A week. A month.
No.
But this was all in service of making Adrian comfortable and happy in this learning environment. In any case, I was able to dig up information regarding the grandfather by inquiring at the university in town. Not that I make it a habit of sleuthing, but I had a suspicion that the grandfather was a professor there, or at least some sort of researcher, due to the fact that the newly constructed laboratory on the campus I drive by every day bears his name in memorial. Was he some sort of anthropologist? Or linguist?
Yeah, you said that right. Anthropologist or linguist
Or
neuroscientist.
neuroscientist? I did not have to dig that deep before the scope of work became dizzying and I ran up against the limits of my undergraduate education. But back to the make-believe. Oh gosh.
What's your grandpa like? Is he a smart man?
Not anymore. But I'm teaching him.
So he's growing a good deal then. You've been feeding him well?
Yeah, he's getting bigger, but he has a lot of room in his cage. Sorry, I just hear my dogs like wrestling outside the door.
He's still behind the bars?
Yeah, well, he might be able to climb out eventually. There's this vent in the ceiling. Oh, great.
Perhaps if he climbs out, I could meet him someday.
Call the cops. What is wrong with you? Psychopath. Yeah, maybe. But he's not ready to leave. He can't take care of himself. I have to feed him, pick up after him.
Ah, you store food in your lunchbox? That's nice of you to share.
He can't almost talk.
You cannot speak with him?
He doesn't really have a mouth, sort of.
But how do you feed him? How do you feed him?
How do you feed him? This is a vital question. He has a mouth. Sorry, let me. He has a mouth on the outside, on his shell, or the stuff that is his skin.
I'm a little confused. Maybe you
Little?
can go through your typical day with your grandpa?
You're just a little confused. Okay.
Yeah. I asked her how to explain exactly how she goes about growing her grandpa. And Adrian began another tale. According to Adrian, in the week that had passed, much had changed in the basement. Do-do-do-do-do.
Okay. You should go see Grandpa first, of course. What do you mean? Oh, hold on. I need to get closer to that. The hairy thing that was here before is gone.
Let's run.
Enter?
Sorry, I knocked my phone off the bed and I had to move to get
No,
it.
you're good. Grandpa!
It was scary at first, she said. The way he moved. The way the doll's skin covered him. I wanted to interject, but that somehow seemed inappropriate, but I kept listening. When I look at him, she continued, when I think about him, he grows and moves. It's like he's growing for me.
Oh, I don't like that.
He's growing bigger every day now, I asked. Yes, bigger every day.
Oh. Grandpapa.
Oh, give him a hug, babe.
Oh. This begins the actual growing part of growing your grandpa. Beneath the doll's burlap skin, the follows is knit together to resemble a proper person. Your grandpa. You are in charge of its cognitive development and diet until it is able to sustain itself.
Autistic, you shouldn't let me.
Currently, you're observing Grandpa. Please click the press the aerial back button below for a brief tutorial of your duties as a caretaker. Ah, yes, please.
Is this what you thought when I told you I lived with my grandparents?
Yes,
this is what I
thought you meant. Does not everyone do this?
Yeah.
That's not what goes on. Here we can see a variety of options regarding to growing your grandpa. Feed grandpa. Highlighted in red are objectives related
to feeding and teaching grandpa.
Just have a stroke midstream.
No
Important messages.
Stop. I was going to call you and tell you you're specifically not allowed to, because I cried earlier watching 911 because this lady's husband had a stroke.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't ever do that.
I'm sorry. I won't do it on purpose.
Thank you.
Some foods will make Grandpa happy, others merely content. Some food will make Grandpa disgusted to the point of nausea.
Are you pregnant?
Yeah, I know. Learning materials also scattered throughout the basement. Seek out vocabulary cards intended to teach English and basic concept information. I don't care. Options highlighted in red are related to navigating around Grandpa's enclosure. Go to Grandpa option will let you perform all actions directly related to Grandpa. Let you go to any document you picked up as the weeks go by. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, my grandparents are lucky.
Yeah.
I could put them in a cage.
Save game. Okay. More buttons may or may not appear depending on your development of Grandpa, so watch out for them. One final note, take care to explore the basement at your leisure. I also hear the echo still. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Search upper fridge. Looks edible. Grandpa must like this. Okay. That one looks a little bit better than I would think. Prepare food. Unappealing item. What do you mean unappealing item?
Meanwhile, listen to. I didn't finish the sentence. Sorry.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing.
Feed Grandpa.
I was being mean to myself.
Yes, let's watch it. Via induction of your unprotected insula, Grandpa simulated the production of tooth enamel to mimic a human mouth. It will need to be fed through this in order to properly learn and grow. First, you will need to select an item from the lunchbox. Click on the lunchbox in the bottom right corner. The contents of the lunchbox will be displayed. Select an item from the lunchbox.
I think our grandpa's autistic. There's nice food and there's bad food.
Have your hand over Grandpa's
olfactory bulbs.
Grandpa.
That's fucking terrifying.
Grandpa. His mouth with a handful of food.
Oh my god.
The meal appears to be sufficient. This will say it's hunger, but that is all. Okay, it's not like I have anything else.
Oh my god.
Seems to be sufficient. Okay.
I think we're out of food.
No, we are. I think it. Hang on one second.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's not your fault. I know how siblings are.
Give me a break. Grandpa grunts in appreciation and Loco moves to its favorite corner. Acceptable foods eaten to sync out things to feed Grandpa. Let's go to the study corner. Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, let's look at look over the documents. Okay. So, read more. Okay. Do you want to try reading it?
The impetus of this research. The impetus of this research was the recognition of a particular pattern in the fragments of documents relating to magic and magical religious practices. Numerous sources were drawn from commentaries on laws related to the banning of sorcery, necromancy, compilations of folk charms relating to love spells, hagiographs of saints, and their encounters with the devils. The list spans many centuries and a great distance from the Levant to the Khazar Cognate to the border of the modern nation states of Russia and
Is this helping?
Kazakhstan.
I don't think you
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't worry about pronouncing stuff correctly.
Fingernails. From this paper trail arose a consistent account about a certain form of magic relating to the binding of demons to a sorcerer's will. A demon called the Heaven of Needles, or the Angel of Needles, was known to be best kept by the shamanic keepers of wards who suffer the face of blindness, prosopagnosia, whether by the birth or through developmental causes like a stroke or head injury. It was known to be extremely effective but terribly dangerous, so much so that it became outlawed several times and was generally a popular scapegoat relating to an unexpected death.
Unexpected?
The nexus of the magico-religious, meaning making sorcery, regarding human-related desires, and the history and science of neurological disorders related to the fusiform gyrus is where the subject of this dissertation will reside. I will outline further and then analyze the historical sources I mentioned previously, and then I will go into the neurology of mystic and magico-religious experiences. After that, I will detail my ongoing correspondence with the resident of the Ural Mountain region who is an expert folklorist and keeper of traditions, and he claims to have been passed down through his extended family for generations.
Okay, did you get anything out of that?
There's a lot of words.
I didn't either. It's for the sake of the university, health of any future career. Do not break the... Okay, so don't tell anyone. Don't put any of the forms into the enclosure area. Number 2, read more. Samples exposure to some of our neuronal activity is unavoidable. However, the speed at which the yield is produced can be dampened by several... Listen. I'm trying to read the passages so we can teach Grandpa new words. Several precautions regarding the binaural and emotional urges. Keep conversation not related to lab work to a minimum. If you begin to suspect you are developing attachments to your colleagues, contact me as soon as possible. Oh.
Whoa.
Do I have to clean all of this? Cashews. Looks edible. Grandpa might like this. I should have looked here first. Because I didn't realize there would be other places for food than, you know.
Well, yeah, because that's odd.
Okay, if you were a spiky needle monster, what do you think he would eat? Besides human flesh.
Blood?
Okay, but like, I'm talking about, space will not be dirty again until next week. It was said to pass from one family of a steppe people to another, pressed on by its ultimate origin somewhere to the south, coiled in a bowl, covered in incantations, buried upside down by the graveyard. The keeper, an elderly man in failing health, was ready to expound on and on about the dangers of the organism, but when I asked more pointed questions about the history of its acquaintanceship, I was giving curt responses that have the way of circling back to vague warnings. Okay. So I'm guessing like these will like lead to possible endings where we can kill him.
Yeah.
Or, cause like, the end goal I'm assuming is 5 weeks, right? Because that's what they said, don't let it go any more than 5 weeks.
Pretty sure, yes.
I don't think this place is... Oh, here we go. Oh, nice! I can teach him the word grandpa.
Aww.
Did the parents just come down here and put trash in, like, the cabinets? Like, how does this get dirty next week?
Yeah, that's what I want to know, is how the fuck is it getting dirty by the next week? How does she know?
Is it like, do the parents want her not near them while they're fighting, so they just put trash in the basement for her to pick up?
Probably. Sounds like something my parents would do.
It's slightly satisfying, I'll admit.
Like the sound.
Ooh. Remove the taped down fabric to reveal the cabinet's wooden bottom. This was not here before. A note regarding cleanup procedures. To my colleagues, I don't mean to be overly severe in tone, but Dr. H's work is very important and the material we are working on is potentially very dangerous. I will be handing out a copy of this note as a reminder to everyone I am not trying to single out any particular person out. Jeff. But we have misconceptions about the nature of this project from time to time. With this out of the way, here we are to keep some things in mind. The act of growth must be thoroughly terminated via the correct procedures at the very least, 4 weeks after dormancy is interrupted. Doesn't matter what you've done or haven't done regarding tests or procedures or how much the vacuum has been disrupted, but we are not ready to go beyond 4 weeks at this point. A step-by-step guide is released to termination has been posted by the enclosure wall. Please, 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 please do not post educational posters over this posting. Number 2, do not disrupt the antiprolific vacuum without Dr. Howard's prior consent. Don't mess with it, essentially. In any case of emergency where the vacuum is disrupted, put on your equipment and begin the lockdown procedure. Make an extensive note of when and how the breach occurred. If you find that habitat empty, page Dr. H immediately, but do not attempt to speak with anyone else. The thing can get very smart. I'm sure you're all aware about the stories we've heard on the question too. The greatest caution should be used when dealing with a potential aggressive mimic cry scenario. Please seek me out if you have any more questions. Oh, so this can like mimic other things.
That's fucking terrifying.
Oh my gosh, there's so much reading. Research participants, please take note. Each growth from a cycle does not require a shell, but you may find the sample will often try and seize onto something somewhat flexible it can grow into, or else it will move on from one shell to the next as it outgrows them. In the small amount of time I have spent with it in preparation, I notice it tends towards human forms. However, we should keep on a tight lid with the anthropodic seal in order to be cautious before we begin to experiment with exposing it to long-term anthropoid stimuli. Yeah. Medical. Okay. Let's go to Grandpa. Teach.
Okay.
No. Oh. I said no. In the bottom right, the corner, begin to divide it into 8 sections. Highlighted. Grandpa quickly slides over to you.
That's fucking terrifying.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Oh, baby, you're mean.
What do you mean?
For doing this to me.
Within Grandpa, strange membranes phonate confidently. Listen. Good job! Yes, that's correct.
You know what? Now you owe me a date.
What?
For the trauma.
What are you talking about? What's wrong?
It's terrifying.
I don't know about you, but I'm having fun. Having completed the lesson, you
fun, but scary fun.
Having completed the lesson, you take it. Oh my god.
You took a look at the back of the vocabulary module card, and the notes that are written by administrators of the path. Grandpa, part of vocabulary and vocalization module. E81, family, general pronunciation, comments. Usual trouble with articulation, voice, thin, raspy, possible undeveloped larynx. Module comments, see below. We have done several sessions of what we believe are calling familial relation simulation. And I, a co-researcher, sit in the chairs at the opposite of the enclosure. We are wearing the usual masks, COVID-friendly, and we begin to act out a scene, mostly through improvisation, and that might roughly resemble a kitchen table conversation between an immediate family. Repeated trials of reveal, although our simulated conversations was purposely vague and unspecific regarding persons and identities, we would only address each other as brother, father, sister, etc., etc. It soon became apparent that the encoded information and associations we subconsciously draw upon when hearing and speaking those words was being picked up on by Whiskers and its PSI type field of reception, interpretation of brain/mind, events/semantic content. My co-researcher William noticed this in a simulation where Whiskers was given a role as a sister and he as a brother. I was the father. When Whiskers began responding to certain prompts with unusual specificity, as well as general pattern and timbre of speech continued with unusual consistency. This is creepy.
What is the point of this experiment?
I don't know.
What is genuinely the point of this experiment? They're playing house.
No.
These literal scientists are playing house with a spiky demon. This is what our tax dollars are going into.
And you have a problem with that because
they're not growing my grandpa. They're just growing their grandpa.
That's fair.
You gotta grow everyone's
next time you come over, we're gonna grow you one, okay, baby?
Okay. As soon as the simulation ended and we left the enclosed area, William let me know that Whiskers was almost certainly drawing from encoded memories of his late sister, mapping out exactly what regions and centers of the neural activity are incepted by the PSI type. Field will take extensive neural imaging that we do not have at the site. Currently, we only have less precise we don't have the equipment. However, our experiments are so far less eerily in line with folk knowledge and folk explanations regarding the being's access to desires, and we can begin to infer it has access to certain portions of the limbic system and the ventricle temporal cortex. I hear the echo.
Hang on, I'm gonna turn you down again.
I want to teach Grandpa. What do you mean? I just attempt to communicate? Okay. I thought I had explore the basement. Okay.
Simple paper doll.
I didn't read what it said.
I did.
What did it say?
A simple paper doll.
No, I meant after that.
This might be useful later.
Okay. I just grab. I have 2 hands. Oh my gosh, so much trash everywhere. What is this trash? I'm gonna say, does this have anything in it? Blueberries. Jar. Okay.
I don't like this.
No, it's fine. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Is it?
Everything is okay. Everything
You sound a little unsure of yourself,
is
honey.
okay. Alright, let's get this note card. Let's get this note card. Excuse me, guys. Before we began, we had all covered our faces completely, and Pot was on the inside, and we stole brief glances at it. As you can see, the interior was inlaid with the mirrors. The gave it in pieces of small dough, spoiled chicken, and chicken feed, keeping it content. Keeper gestured towards the small bag where the food composed and told us to be careful not to feed any more meat. I asked if the rotting feet was enough to sustain it and how it might get nutrients from any of this. The keeper regarded me seriously and said it did not matter what it was fed, the act of feeding itself was what mattered. Act of feeding flesh is another thing, however. Then he gave me another series of grave warnings regarding not keeping any animal-derived foods near where I might be keeping it.
That's scary.
I'm just gonna... Oh! Key.
The only key you have is to my heart.
That was cheesy. Examine.
Well, that's true.
Search painting. Ah. Radiographic images.
I thought it said radioactive at first.
Oh my gosh, just...
I know. I feel so bad that I can't, like, do anything on the screen.
No, you're good. It's just like... trash. The trash man. Nope, I can't get that yet.
Are you sure?
This isn't really food. However, Grandpa might eat it, however.
Fiberglass insulation? Jesus Christ.
He might eat it anyways. Okay.
Do you want to do something tomorrow?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. I didn't want to, like, make you feel like you had to if you were too tired.
No, you're good. It's just, I was actually talking to A and J, because tomorrow is...
Their day of
27th,
birth.
yes. And, but they have no plans and are working.
Well, now they do.
No, they're working now, apparently.
Oh!
A pulsating sac. The slimy membrane that is its skin seems to contain something. You might be able to open it with a blade.
Me.
No! What do you mean you?
Nothing. It was out of context.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Can I not go in the darkness still? Enter. Go to him. Teach Grandpa. Hello. Yes. You're not having fun, Kelly?
I am. I'm disturbed. I'm trying to think of things to say. But so they have to work?
Yeah. They were just like, I want to work. I was like, are you serious?
We could kidnap them.
I have to stay close to... I was planning on staying close to the house.
No, I figured I would drive there.
Yeah, I know. But then that would mean we'd go to their place. Or around their area.
Oh.
Yeah, so... You did it! Having completed the lesson, you take a look at the back of the vocabulary module. The notes there written by administrators of the past. You're much encountering some difficulty, as Whiskers subjectively is so much determined by a diverse and dynamic array of influences. It attempts to mimic the thoughts and desires it passively intersects, and these imitations go on to structure the basis of its identity. Only later in Whisker's growth cycle does it begin to form an identity, or identities, that are coherent and capable of resembling a sane, rational human being when engaged in conversation. One must imagine how hard it would be to converse with someone who is not yet orientated in one particular way towards who or how they are, because they might have 20 different honest answers to those questions, all of them being mixed and muddled together. Because of this, we started with the basics of conversation, greetings, paintings, identifying, blah, blah. It is fortunate Whisker's current growth, number 19 I believe, has developed a mostly accurate human mouth simulation. Hello was a bit of a challenge, but as it failed to develop an articulate organ to act as a human tongue. End week. I think that's good.
Grandpa Doll, do. What knowledge did we acquire?
Conversation topic? Language.
Week 3.
Mrs. Richards approached me the other day in order to remark on Adrian's development. She noted how much more at ease she appeared when she called upon the class, or when she asked to participate in group exercises. I told her I had seen this change happening as well, and that as much as I would like to take credit for it, I can only guess dimly at what might be reshaping her attitude. Mrs. Richards posited that it was perhaps Adrian's family moving into their grandfather's property that caused the change. It apparently is out in the country in a wooded area full of wide and open space and far away from the bustle of the noise of the city. Perfect conditions for growing your grandpa. The grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart,
had jointly purchased the land at the university and was employed with and began constructing what he was intending.
I don't know why, but I didn't register as like, oh, he's probably not. I didn't realize he was the scientist that's been writing all the notes.
You didn't?
No. Anyways.
You're so pretty, baby.
Thank you. I am.
You are. You're pretty and you're funny and you're cool.
And you're so good at talking.
You are.
Only one
and math and baking.
Math. Just not at context clues. Only one building ever ended up being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident when driving back from the property one day, eerily at almost the exact same time. A grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart on some of the sort of project. Oh! The property sat in disuse for years as it was tied up in legal matters between Mr. Dark's next of kin, the university, the vanished grad student's family, and the other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into possession of Adrian's mother. Obviously, I was not going to relay this whole tragic story to Adrian. For all I know, believes her grandpa is still to be living in the basement of his home. Besides, I thought she might know all this already. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing on her own way, escaping the morbid details of a life cut short by the cruel force of fate and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I determined perhaps the storytelling she was and continues to engage and should not be encouraged by me, at least not in the way I went about it before, when I made active inquiries about her strange fantasy of semi-sentient ball of skin. When I saw Adrian, I did not bring up her grandpa or ask questions about his growth. Adrian could not stop talking about it, however. I have no choice but to weather her bizarre and enthusiastic affirmations about our new best friend. Oh, I always look forward to our visits, Adrian. Here.
Good, maybe we can talk about something else. I'm not sure I'm exactly following you.
He's gotten so big. He has so many whiskers that come out, and I can see them all move around when I think about him.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm so happy Grandpa is back. He's so much cooler than Mom and Dad.
Once again, for what it's worth, I have put down the story she told me as best as I could. Adrian once again told me about growing her grandpa.
Examine. Okay, yes, we know that. Trash pile. Oh boy! My favorite activity.
Mine too.
Oh, neat. That's edible. Grandpa might like this. Okay, so I'm assuming...
Wait, what was it this time?
Kiwi. Bulbous growth. Pulsating sac grows in the corner of this basement. And with the sharp edge.
Kiwi, babe, that's another sign that I'm gonna meet Harry this weekend.
How... Okay. Explain to me how that's a sign.
He has a song named Kiwi.
I thought you were talking about the bulbous growth, honestly. I was really confused.
Oh. No. That's not the kiwi we found. You were like, wait a damn minute.
Yeah, I was like, edible grandpa
potato.
like this. Now, we have a choice here. We can try and poison Grandpa. Because we know, or I guess we as the audience know that he's gonna, turn into a monster.
Yeah.
Or we can let it grow and let it wreak havoc.
Ooh.
I kind of want to go for the second one, and then we can always go for the good ending.
Me too. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I know. Life.
Life.
Knife. Oh my gosh. Dun-dun. So for right now, I'm gonna feed it normal stuff. Okay. Absolutely nothing. Oh my god. Just take it.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Oh, I hate this door.
Are these dolls or are these like... I I don't know.
These have to be
I'm
dolls.
gonna assume they're dolls, but I'm afraid they might not be.
Yeah, because, like, I feel like she would be freaking out a little bit more if, like, you know, they weren't.
Have you seen the grandfather she's growing? Are you sure?
Okay, fair enough. Trash pile. Oh, I already did this one. It's the other trash pile that I need to look at. Wait, didn't I also search this one? Yeah. I'm losing my mind. Expendable.
Lower fridge. Strawberry.
Oh, so, okay. So that's if we want to poison him. Let's go feed. Let's go feed him. Let's go feed him. Oh. Feeding time.
Feeding time, Grandpa.
Yum, yum. I think I'm gonna do... potato. Where's his nostrils? Alright, there we go.
That's so unsettling.
The meal appears to be sufficient. I have an ancient, really dried out kiwi. It's hard as a rock. That's probably better.
Dusty cashews.
Hey, different. What else do you want me to do? 5-star meal?
You're the chef, babe.
I'm a child.
You know, if you're a child, you know what that makes me? Not good.
I was like, don't say it, don't say it. Is that meal sufficient? Okay. Does that seem to be good? Okay.
You know, there was just a single cigarette. Someone used a cigarette in our store and left it in my queue line.
Why?
I don't know, but it was nasty.
Search through filing cabinets. People will like do that at like grocery stores. They'll just like open a box and then like we'll look at them and they'll be like, oh shoot. So they'll like close it, but then they'll sneakily try to like continue eating out of it.
Yeah.
And we're like, get out of here.
No, I know, and it's so stupid.
Okay. Anything? Nope.
No, it's scary. Hold my hand.
Alright. But is there anything I can take? Can I get anything? No? I didn't clean space?
So lame. Like, why can't we break the wood or something?
What?
Why can't we break the wood?
That scared me.
That's... Do it again.
Propagation. Number 21. Day tenting after dormancy. Vacuum. Terminate at... Number 2. Day 0 after dormancy. Terminate at 6 days. Day 14 after dormancy. Terminate at 16 days. Oh. Alright. Maybe, do I have something? Do I have multiple cards to... Oh, hold on. Do I have multiple cards? I thought I had multiple cards. I don't have multiple cards. Let's see.
Each in the word.
Deep within Grandpa, strange membranes phonate confidently. Oh.
It's terrifying.
At week 3 of growth number 24, Whisker appear to recall some information from a previous growth cycle. We cannot be sure that this is really the case. All we know is that we interpreted it as
Recollecting this information.
Yeah, no, I thought I heard that go.
Oh,
No,
I'm
it's
so
good.
sorry.
No, it's good. No, I was just making sure. Depends on drawing semantic content from one of our recollections and of it and deploying it without rationality or whatever. Oh, I didn't search this one. I just thought I did. Give me that. No, I don't care. Just in case there's something else here. There's another bulbous growth over here. That's why I got confused. So now we have 2.
Oh, that's right.
We have a double whammy. Give me something else. Give me something else. Give me something else. Nope. Okay. I did that for nothing. Now the question is, if we want to essentially grow our grandpa, do we want to kill those bulbous things, or do we want to try and like save them? Like, decision, yes.
Does she think that this looks like her grandpa?
I think it's like a shell thing. It's not really like her grandpa. It's like the person.
No, how does she think it looks like it though? Why would she assume?
I think she's just happy about the fact that like her grandpa's possibly coming back to life.
Ugh. Oh no, she's got some issues.